Hello, hello! This is Pauline from Pauline Art Stuff. And today I'm back with you for another color along in this lovely book called Yururi the Fieldmouse Travel Sketchbook by Ina Tome Makiko. And I have a buddy for this month, which is the month of May, and it's for this lovely double spread with the desk. It's one of my favorite pages in the book. And Amanda from Color Me Tartan, she wanted to do a buddy in this one, and she said, I want to start in the beginning of the book, and that's this double page spread. So I thought, let's film this. So I hope it will work out. I might have to do a voiceover here and there, because you can hear my voice is a bit rough. It's also still early, that's also one of the reasons, but it's also a bit painful. So I'm going to try to not talk too much, and we're just going to get started. Like, it took me quite a while before I knew, or maybe I still don't know what I want exactly, but I've got a rough idea. So I think we're gonna just start and see how it goes. So yeah, let's go. So I've got my paint palette over here. It's a Paul Rubin set, and it looks like this. And I always have like a piece of carton or something underneath. And normally I put it down here so I can work on this side. But because it's a double, I need all my space free basically. So I'm gonna leave you like this so you can see the whole page while we paint. You just can't see the palette. So I'm gonna see if I can move the book a little bit more to the right. Oh, sorry. Trying to move the camera a little smidge to the right, so you got a little bit more space on the left. Yes. All right, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, let's get going. I've got two brushes today. I've got the round number 2, but we all know maybe I don't even use it, but there's so many teeny tiny mini stuff here that I might want to use it in the end. And I've got my round brush number 6 from Craft Demo. So that's what we're going to use. I already activated the colors I want to use, and I think I'm going to start with a brown tone for the floor and the door and the cabinet and, you know, the wooden parts basically. So I am gonna go for, let's see, I think burnt sienna. I think I'm gonna go for burnt sienna. So let's grab that one. I'm gonna dilute it quite a lot. So I'll place it on my palette, put a lot of water in it because it's quite a dark tone. I don't want it that dark, my wood. All right, let's clean my brush a little bit. I think I have to maybe mix it as well in a second, but let's just try this tone. It's really diluted. It's the Burnt Sienna A336 by Paul Rubin. And I'm just gonna get going. So it's not wet, it's just dry, and we're just gonna go in straight away with a really diluted paint. You see how dark this is? Yeah, we definitely need a lighter tone as well. But I want the floor to be pretty muted color. Not too warm and not too bright. So let's just try it. I do think I have to wet the page a little bit where I want the wood tone so that I can move it better. It's not really moving that well. Yeah, this is about the lightness that I want for it. I want it really light in the foreground and darker underneath the desk. Let's add a little bit more paint. So yeah, let's base this bad boy. I think I'm gonna enjoy myself, but let's start with the wood today because I had no clue what I wanted for this page, and that's why I hadn't started it yet. So yeah, let's wet this entire section, like this whole part below him, so I can work better with my color. But that's the reason why I didn't start yet, because today it is the 11th of May, and usually by the end of like the first week, beginning of the second, halfway through, I'm done with my buddies. And this time I have still quite quite some to do of my bodies, including this one. But that seems to be the case for the last few months. And I also know that it has to do with the fact that I'm feeling like not the best. Ever since I got ill, like in March, I've been a bit slow. So yeah, I can really feel it, that it still has effect on me. Yeah, this is beautiful. Beautiful. So yeah, I'm just taking things as they go. And whenever I feel like filming something that I'm doing, I'll just film it. And whenever it goes up on the channel, it will go up. Yeah, I really like this tone. It's beautiful and light. Okay, let's wet the next surface. That's the next part of the surface. So we can continue. I'm not going to touch the cabinets because I think I want them in a different tone. So that's why I'm not touching it. All right, let's grab some more pigment. Yeah, I don't think I will be coloring for too long today on this page because I feel quite tired. I had a horrible night, so I feel not really energized. Let's say the least. That's an understatement. I feel pretty tired, so I probably need some rest later in the day, and then that would be good to have a break from the page as well, so that maybe tomorrow I can continue while I'll feel maybe a little bit more energized. But I at least want to get a little bit of a base down on the big areas. And then hopefully next time I can do some more. I don't know if I'm going to do everything with a watercolor base or if I will do the small bits with pencil. I have not decided yet. We'll have to wait and see. All right, I think this is beautiful. This is exactly what I wanted for the floor, like nice and muted. Now I think I'm gonna mix in a little bit of a warmer brown tone for the tabletop and this cabinet, that cabinet, this one, the door, maybe the barrel. So let's add in a little bit of Persuoli red ochre, which is B318. I'm gonna just dab it in and just mix it into this mixture. So now we get a chestnut brown. Is that the right word? Like squirrel brown, I call it, like the warm brown. And that's what we're going to use for the door. Yeah, see? It's more like a brown tone. So let's wet this entire surface, so otherwise it will not move that much. All right, let's go. A bit more pigment, you see? That's right. Let's go. Let's move it as quick as possible so it's not stuck. A little bit more water to make it smoother. Yeah, I had a little chat with Amanda yesterday on Instagram. And she was showing me something really beautiful that she's working on. Like she said, I have barely been coloring. And I was like, ooh, what have you been doing? She said she had been drawing. And then she showed me something really pretty. She's working on a coloring book, she said. And I liked what she had so far. I was one of the lucky ones that she told, like, or showed some things about it. I was like, ooh, it's so nice. Totally worth the time invested in it. So yeah, of course I will ask her if it's okay for me to talk about this. Otherwise I will cut it out. Yeah, that's what I will do. She doesn't want me to talk about it. But of course, like, she's still in the beginning phases of seeing what she wants to do and all that stuff, you know, like, so she's nowhere near ready to actually make it happen just yet, which is fine, you know, like, it takes time, these things. And I also know how much brain power it takes by just drawing stuff, you know, like it takes a lot of energy and time. So there's no wonder that she's not coloring that much. It's actually pretty normal if you have to make stuff. But I'm sure it's going to be amazing. So yeah, that's beautiful. I love it. Nice warm brown for the door. Let's keep going on the cabinet. I want it nice and diluted. Nice warm but soft. Beautiful. Dark on the left and right, it's lighter. That's exactly what I want. Beautiful. I want the top of the shelf a lot darker. So let's do that. That's a bag. I almost call it the bag brown. Well, I might do that anyway, but I think I want it more of like a yellowy brown than a brown brown, but that's okay. There we go. Let's make the side of the cabinet a bit wet. So it will move a little bit easier. Okay, let's add pigment. I already like it. Just a little bit of color on the paper and it already looks so much different. A little bit more over here. There we go. I think that's good. Okay, let's do the these ones. There's a lot of wooden elements on this page, but I do really like it. It's really pretty. And there we go. All right, let's keep going. And there's going to be a lot of brown tones on this paper, simply because of the fact of all the wood, but also all the bread and all the wheat, and like there's so much. Like there's these chestnuts, there's like bread on the table over here, there's like these wheat or grain or whatever you call it. So yeah, that's gonna be a lot of brown tones, warm browns, yellow browns, muted browns, so many to name. And that's why I'm going for different browns on the floor and on the cabinets, and so that I've got a variety, so that everything will show up basically. Otherwise things will fade away. Yeah, I want to keep that part pretty light. Let's add in a little bit more pigment again. Make a little bit of a car shadow for these objects, because the light is coming from the window. So I want it lighter, like towards the window, and darker the further away we get. And that's what I'm trying to do here. Beautiful. I think that's good enough. Like, we need some color on this bit, but besides that, I think it's perfect. I think I like it like this. All right. This table. I love it. I think for the items, I might want to use quite a bit of color. That's what I'm thinking right now. I'm not sure, but that's my idea right now. Like, let's move the paper a bit. And this is a book. Let's add a little bit of shading on the sides. And on the spine, just a tiny smidge. That's enough color for a book. Some water to make this wet. So we can move the watercolor better. And then we go into our pigment. We're gonna add it in. Beautiful. Nice and dark. I'm in focus face mode. You can always notice when I'm focusing, because then I go quiet. Which is fine, you know, but yeah, that's what happens when I'm focusing. I also want some on this little chair of his. Side table, whatever you call it. And this one. Alrighty, pigment. Gorgeous color. I love it, so warm. And there you go. The horse I probably also want, but I'm gonna go in dry. No, I'm not gonna go in dry. I want more pigment. Alright, let's do it. The rocking horse. A little bit more pigment. A little bit more for this part. That's in shadow. There we go. Yep. Alrighty, I think that's good enough. We got an easel over here and a dresser and more dressers, so I think I also want some on that. So let's make it wet. Let's go section by section. I'm gonna add the pigment on the right, and then I'm gonna lightly blend it to the left into the water, like so. If it wants to, let's add a bit more water. It's not moving. Come on, move. Come on. It's already stuck on the paper. Let's add a bit more then. Let's add a bit of darkness in the corner. There we go. And now we're gonna do this part behind the cabinet. This one. That's my cat playing, in case you hear that. She found one of the wooden pallets out of her toilet, basically. She's got these wooden pressed pallets in there. And sometimes some get on the floor when she gets out, and that's what she's playing with. Alright, let's add some more water. Gorgeous. There's even a toy. You see that toy? I love it. I love the look of that one. Alright, let's add some more pigment. Yeah, baby, mommy hears you. That's my cat asking for attention. So I might have a break soon anyway. To have a little bit of attention for my cat. Even though she just had a cuddling session before we began, she still wants more attention. There we go. I think that's beautiful. For the desk, I want a different tone, I think. We still have the barrel. Let's do the barrel. Let's make it a bit wet. Okay. Let's go with a little bit of pigment that I've got left. It's almost gone, so it's a little bit left. This gorgeous pigment. Yeah, that will do. That will do. Alrighty, I am gonna place a little bit of this pigment on the inside of the drawer. Just because we can. Alrighty, let's make a... I wanna go for either turquoisey green or a pink, and I think I'm leaning towards pink. Because when am I not? Alright, let's do that. Let's go for pink. We're gonna go for rose red, B312? No, B212. Which I'm gonna take that one. That's a really bright pink. And then clean my brush. Take some white, the titanium white A203. Mix it in so we get like a lovely soft pink. Clean the brush again. And then I want to add a little bit of Naples Yellow Light, which is C202, to make it more like a salmony pink, like a old pink, instead of like this bright Barbie pink, because I wanted an old pink. And that's the color we're going to use for the wall, I've decided. So I probably need to make it wet first, because otherwise it won't move. So let's do that. And then I might have a break once I've done this part. I don't know if I'm going to continue this today or tomorrow. Not decided yet. What the heck is this? One of those things in the water. From the that green stuff. What's the name of it? Not sure how you call that in English. They used to call it the cigar, that part, and it's protected over here, so you're not allowed to take them. All right, let's go in with the pink. Let's do it. Ooh, that's a bit of a reddish pink, which is fine to me. Beautiful. I want it really diluted towards the window. I want it diluted anyway, like all over the place, because I like the really soft look. So I'm also going to add even more water to dilute it even more, to give this nice warm reddish tone to the background. Beautiful. A little mousy. There we go. That's that part done. Then we go into the other side. So add a bit more water. And then the pigment. Make it a bit darker above it. A little bit more pigment, you know. Yeah, I'm trying to keep everything pretty light, as you can see, because that's how I like this book, like a faded look, like the storybooks that you used to have. That's like the look that I want for this entire book. And so far I think I've done that quite well. But yeah, I sometimes stress about the choices for the colors I want to use. And this was a perfect example of a page where I had no idea what I wanted. And then I was like, well, Pauline, just go for it. You want your warm tones, you want your pink, just do it. Don't think about it too much, just go for it. And that's exactly what I'm doing today. Because I was also thinking about turquoisey blues. And then I was like, no, you wanted a pink wall, remember? But then I think like it's too much wood, because there's a shit ton of wood, as you can see. So I'm thinking about also giving the desk a color. Like maybe I can make that like a more corally red or a green tone. I'm not sure yet, actually. But I have to decide. Like I want the window to have the warm brown as well. But I have to mix in a little bit more, because there's none left. So let me mix a little bit with the Persuoli red ochre and the burnt sienna. The same tones we used for the what do you call it, the door and all the woodwork. Alrighty, I think that's good enough, that mixture. Let's add it on the window. Other way. Perfect brown tone. I love it. Maybe a little bit darker on the outside. This part, I mean. The outer wooden part, basically, I want a little bit darker. To make it a little bit more contrast. There we go. I think that's beautiful. All right, we need a little bit of pink below the desk because there's some, like over here, it's also some wall. So let's add in the pink. There we go. That's a nice amount of pink. I might also want it spread it out on the page. Like this little fella is usually a lighter tone of this mixture, so I'm just gonna go in with my brush that is still a bit unclean. That's probably good enough, and then I'll mix my color again because it has like changed a little bit. Ooh, there he goes. Yeah, well, why not? It looks cute. That's his blushy. It's just moving like now. It's not exactly what I wanted, but it's fine. All right, let's see. What else do I want pink? I want some pink on the brush. On the tips of the brushes, I want some pink. The handle of this one. Let's have a look what else we've got. There's some background here. Just add on a little bit more pigment in the darkest parts. It's also a nice tone for the rope. There's a little bit of a cloth inside this drawer, so let's give those stripes this color as well. Alrighty. Maybe one of the paint tubes. This one. And then we've got a flower basket. That sketchbook will be red. That's something I do know. Let's add in a little bit more rose red into the mixture to make it a little bit more pinky pink. I've got to mix a little bit more. A little bit more white, so it's a bit lighter. And then I think it should be fine. So this is mainly rose red with titanium white. Mainly. Okay, let's dab the brush and then do the flowers. Like you see, it's made more pink now. A lovely light pink for these flowers, the big ones. I'm gonna not touch the middle of this flower because I want a yellow. And then this one is also a big one. Beautiful. Maybe, no, I think I want a bluey or something for that one. I'm gonna make the little blanket on the horse this tone. And the ribbon. There's big flowers on this painting. That's that same one that's on the table. Okay, we've got cherry, so I think I want a red for that. Yeah, this dried up by now, so you can add in a little bit more blush. And so, there we go, more on the fluffy. He's so cute. All right, more pink, more pink. Where do I want pink as well? Like we can add some on the left. Let's see, what do we have here? That's, I want green, red maybe. Bread is also not pink. Maybe the cup, but maybe the flower on the cup, not the cup itself. And then that's not pink. This book could be pink. I just want some pink on this side of the page as well. That's why I'm doing it like this. What time is it? That's the question. Let's have a look. 11:05. Yeah, I'm expecting my help soon. She usually arrives at 11:15, so I've got to have a break in a second anyway. Because I can't have her talking through my video, can I? Well, I could, but I don't want to. Okay, I also think I want to add some in the background, like just to warm it up a smidge in the darker parts. I think that would look really pretty. So add a little bit of water. Let's make it a tad more pink, you know? So that the fluff ball also shows up. A little bit of water. Smoosh it out. And there we go. Underneath the table, I want it darker as well. Gorgeous pink. I'm just building up the colors basically. And that's how I like to work with my watercolor. Just building it up slowly. But surely. Okay, this box is also a perfect one for stripes. Just a little bit of color. Something like that. Let's give the outfit on this mouse a bit of pink. And then there's, no, maybe the bucket of the toy. Maybe a book. Like just add some pink everywhere. I think I've got pink everywhere now, so that's good. Okay, let's take a little bit of that mixture and add some yellow to it. So we're gonna add some C202 Naples yellow to the burnt patchouli and the burnt umber, or burnt sienna, I mean. That's a bit too muddy. Okay, we need a little bit of yellow ochre as well. So that is A234. A234 is yellow ochre. I'm gonna add that into the mixture so it becomes a bit more yellowy brown. And then I need a little bit more water because it's still a bit dark. And that's the base tone for Yururi. It's a bit muddy. But yeah, that's the base tone for Yururi. So this is mostly Naples yellow with a little bit of patchouli red ochre into it. So we've got this nice warm tone on him. So he sticks out. His feet. And then I'm going to add a little bit more of that red ochre into the mixture for some shading. Okay, clean the brush. Dab it off and then go back in. Smoosh it out. Make it a bit softer. And there we have it. A nice little mouse. And that's all we need for his skin. I think this is also like the lighter tone that we use for his skin is also perfect for those weeds in the closet. So we're going to use Naples yellow for this part, like this weedy part, like these parts. Just blob it in. There we go. Let's do a little bit on top of these acorns. I don't know what these are. Maybe red, pink, rose, or something like that. I don't know. Let's do the bag. That's flowers. This is bread. Can use some of the yellow. The basket could have a color, but for now I'm going to give it this tone. All right, let's also add some on these bits. The other one is not visible. Okay, the feather. More chestnuts. Let's add a little bit of this on the little fluff ball. I also want some outside. Let's add it in water. Smoosh it out. Yep, that's exactly what I wanted. And then leave this white, as if there's like sun or something, you know. And then we're gonna add a little bit of a glaze of this color all around him. So on this part and on these items, on these, and everything around the window. I want a little bit of this yellow tone on it. Like so. Do you think that should do? I think that's good enough. Okay. Do I want to do more now or do I want to have a break? I think I also want some of the yellow over there. Something like that on the doorknob. This thing. Let's see, are there any more? Maybe on the background of the mousey. Maybe some flowers in here. Feather. This box. Okay. This chair. Do I want that also brown? Not sure actually. Not sure what that is, if I want that brown either. I think I'm gonna leave it here for now, and then I'm gonna have to think about what else I want, because I do like this color scheme a lot. And I don't want to add in too much, but I'm definitely gonna add in some more of a red tone because of the sketchbook, probably his pants, those berries that you see over there, and this might be the more of the purpley blue ones. So I think those are the colors that I want to add, like a bit of a purpley tone, a red tone, and then I don't know, maybe some light turquoisey blue for some accents. And I don't know what I want with the desk yet and the chair. I think the chair should also have one of those reddy tones. So let's do that at the very least. Let's make that one the same as the rest of the furniture, like the warm brown tone. Okay, let's do that. And then we stop for today. Because I need to have a think about what I want. And I'm not committing right now because I don't know. I don't know yet what I want. And when I don't know, I usually just take a break, put it to the side, leave it to dry. And then when I get back, I usually got an idea of what I want. Okay, I think that's good. Let's also do the side of his canvas. Come on. I want a little bit of pigment on the side. All right, I know I could go on and do more, but I don't want to. I want to have a break. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'll see you in the next clip, whenever that will be. Alrighty, and I'm back. I am back to do some more on this page. I've had a thought about what I would like to do, and I think I'm gonna add in a green tone, a turquoise green for the desk, and some more wood, basically. That's my idea. So I was thinking of maybe going for a green tabletop or going for green dressers, but I think it's better to go for green dressers so that it like is less wood, you know, there's so much wood. So I think that's my goal. So that's what we're gonna start with. So yeah, let's go. Let's do it. Okay, I've got my colors here to the left. So I am gonna put it on my left page for now because we're gonna work on this area right now. So I'm gonna mix my color. Let's see, turquoise. I'm gonna do it here. I'm gonna take the turquoise light, which is E292. Do I? Yes, I do a little bit. And then I'll take the color next to it, which is turquoise deep, which is D182. And I'll put it on top. So we get like a nice in-between mixture. A little bit of water. Still too dark for my liking. So let's clean that brush. Let's take some titanium white, the A203, which is this one. Which is going fast. I need a new one for that one. And then you get this lovely bluey, greeny tone. It's more like blue than green actually, but I think it would work really nice with this colored palette that we've got going. So let's wet the whole surface of the desk. That I would love this color. And let's put it on. So yeah, I've had a little bit of a break. My help was here. So my house is clean. And now I'm back to this. Basically. That's what it is. All right, let's start. Let's go. Oh, beautiful color. Yes, I'm happy with my choice. So let's move on. It's maybe a bit too dark for my liking, but I first want to add it on, and then I can remove some after the fact. But it always dries up lighter than what you apply it to, so I think maybe I do want it this dark. I'm also gonna go over this part a little smidge for like some shading. Okay, let's take some water because I want to lift some of this, if I still can. Yes, I can. Dab it on my towel, like make the front of the cupboards a little bit lighter because I feel like they're really dark. All right, that's good enough. Let's do this side. I'm diluting it a bit more because I thought it was too dark. I like it a bit lighter. So yeah, I was thinking about what else I would like to film. And I was thinking about Kanuko Gusa because I was supposed to do that like in March, I believe. And I never did it because I was ill. So I still would like to do it, of course. But now that I'm coloring in Kanoko Gusa like almost every month now, because I'm in a buddy group on Instagram, I'm like, I've got way more opportunities now to do a color along in that one. Like in Leon's Journey, I mean. So yeah, I thought maybe I actually am gonna do like the page that was chosen and do it as a color along instead, you know. But maybe I'll do it not all of it, but like parts of it. I've not really decided how I should tackle it. Like if I just want to do the cat first and then go back in and do like the flowers and you know what I mean? Like make it sections. I don't know yet. Because I know it's gonna take time with pencils. So yeah, that's something I would love to do. Yeah, I think this is a perfect choice. Perfect. Nice and green. Okay, but I also want it somewhere else on the page. So let's move this one out of the way so we can see the rest of the page. Let's move it a little bit so everything is in view. Let's see, roughly like this, because this part is not that important. Alrighty, let's see. That one should be a darker brown. Those I want probably a red or a purpley blue tone. We can do some of the paint in colors, but I think I would like one of these to have this tone. So I think I'm going for this one. And I also would like it somewhere else, but I'm thinking where I would like it. Maybe one of these jars. It's maybe a bit too light. Let's add a little bit more paint to the mixture. And maybe a book. There we go. The water. That should work. And then, do I want any more here over here? Maybe this one, this book. Maybe a little bit in the paint water. Like so. This cup would be perfect with this tone as well. Just adding it as accents all over the page. Turquoise lead of 1 pencil would be nice. I want a bit more pigment, please. That would be perfect. And then maybe the top of this flower pot. I think that would be nice too. I want a bit more color because it's a bit too diluted, so I'm gonna add a little bit more pigment to my mixture. Mix in a little bit more because there's a tiny smidge left. It's not enough. There we go. That's better. So we're now going to add in all the colors basically all over the page. So I'm starting with this turquoise color, and then I'm thinking of doing maybe some green for the leaves, and then probably a red tone for the do I also want this part green? I think I do. And then what did I say? Green, red, and the last bit I forgot. I don't know. Yeah, first the leaves, then the red for the pens, and then we'll see, because we also need some blue purpley tone for the berries maybe, but I could also make them red. All right, that is gorgeous. We need some also over here, maybe a bit there. So let's see, we've done that one. Those I don't want to do. I don't know what the hell that is. I don't want to do that. Maybe on the feather. The feather could have some of these tones. Then it's just a special feather. Yeah, I like that. I really like that. That's a special feather. Really light, but I love it. Gorgeous. Okay, over here. I think we might want some for the plates or no, this one. I want it on the book instead. I think the plates I want to have like a creamy pinky tone maybe. Yellowy cream, I don't know. Something like it. We can make one of these jars. This tone. Beautiful. Some greenery on the cup. I don't know. I want a green probably. Got 2 baskets. We've got books over here, so we can make one of them green. I think that's more than enough. All right, let's clean the brush let's go for a red tone. No, a green tone. Let's go for the green first. So I'm going to use, which green am I going to use? Am I going to use the same one as I always do, or would I want it darker? I think I'm just going for the same one as always, which is Tree Green A175. That's the green I always like to use for Yururi, for this book. And it's a really light, warm green, like a sap green. And I love it. All right, let's go. So I'm gonna just go ahead and fill in the leaves, starting on this side. See what I mean? A really vibrant green, nice and warm. And I like it. Beautiful. Gorgeous tone. And there's a here on my brush. There we go. Let's keep going. Do I want something here? No. These ones I think I want reddish brown or reddish purple, something like that. So I will not touch those. I'll make a green jar. Green on the flower bits. I don't think I want anything of that green. I want these things green. Maybe I also want this one green. Yeah, I think I like that better. Just a tiny smidge of green over there. This is literally how I tackle pages like these. I just go element by element. And usually it works out by just slowly chipping away. And if I'm stuck, I'll take a break to think about it. And once I get back, I usually know what I want. And if I still don't know, then I'll just do something. Then I'll start with something that I do actually think I know, and then work my way out from there. And yes, sometimes you make the wrong choice, but that's all right. You know, like you don't always make the best choice all the time. I want the hearts of these flowers to have a little bit of green. Working all over the page. I love it. Alrighty. Gorgeous. Birds. I'm not sure what I want with that. More green. I want a green tube. I'm not sure what it says on here. Burn or something. I've got no clue. It's green now, okay? A green pencil. I want some green over here. Maybe this tube. Let's put some green on his palette. He needs green to color with as well. Alright, any more leaves? Not really. These ones. These ones. Alright. A book. What the hell is that? It's probably the top of one of those chestnuts thingies. I also want this to be green. And maybe another green book. Be nice as well. Pop of color. And that's probably enough. What do you think? I think it's enough of that green tone. Let's make a reddish tone. So for this one, I'm gonna grab, let me have a look. cadmium red D215. That's the red I'm gonna pick this time. Instead of the Chinese one, I'm taking this one. I think that will be perfect. Let's dilute it a little bit. There we go. Clean the brush. And let's move it. I want his butt in his sketchbook to be this tone. So let's go. It's a lovely red tone. Usually he gets like a dark brown pants, but this time around I want it red. So he really pops off the picture. Okay, that's way too wet. Let's dab some off. All right, that's better. Because I want Yururi to really stand out. That's why I'm making him red. I also make his sketchbook red all the time. I just don't know if I did how I did the letters. Let me have a look. Because I know it's in that double. It's just black on that one. Okay, so let's go for dark. So then I can just go over it. Let's go. Then I don't have to be careful. That's all it was about. Like, do I have to go around it? Or can I just do like la 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 la? I can do la 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 la. We still need a color for the seat of the thingamabobby as well. I don't know yet what I want. You want some red paint on his palette. That's what we do want. Maybe a red paint should be behind it. Some red on one of these thingamabobbies. I think I'm gonna do this. Scary stuff. One of these things I also want to make red. I think there might be wax crayons or something. That's what I imagine them to be like. Alrighty. Tiny boat. Another book. There we go. Alright, a red pencil as well. Just add all the colors basically. I love it. Let's put some red on these things. Not sure what they're supposed to be. Maybe they're artichokes or something. Then they're supposed to be green, but who cares? I want them this tone. I think I do. There we go. There's another hair on the page. Get off! This is like where I make the decision of the color of literally everything on the page by basing it like this. And that's why I'm like, what does look right? What do I want? Because in the end, I still have a lot of colors, but it still looks cohesive. And that's what I'm going for. Okay, I want a little bit of a bluey tone. So I'm going to use the turquoise color and I'm going to dilute it a little bit more. So it's really light and muddy. And I'm going to do this part of the book. It's not blue enough, but maybe I don't mind. I just want the illusion of blue on the page. I want a little bit more pigment for this. Yeah, that's better. All right, let's do the seat of this one, also with this light tone. I want maybe a little bit more pigment. All right. And I think that was it for this one. Maybe a little smidge dropping in here, so it has a bit more color. All right, that's good enough. Now I'm gonna grab a yellowy tone. So I'm gonna go for Naples Yellow Light, C202. It's a really light yellow. Beautiful. It's diluted quite a bit, so it's really light. That's what I want. Okay, and now we're gonna go in with the yellow. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over the floor, especially on this light bits, to make it warmer, because I think it's too washed out, in my opinion. I want it to feel like the sun is hitting it. So I'm gonna do washes with yellow and pink. Maybe even something else as well. I'm not sure yet. It looks a bit green. I don't know. It's not what I want. It will look good. Trust the process. I know what I'm going for. And this works every single time. So don't doubt yourself now. There's hair everywhere. Yeah, I've done this so many times that I know it will work out, but still, the moment I see like, oh, it looks green, I'm like, wow. Okay, let's go for a more pinky tone. So I'm gonna take my pink that I mixed up for the wall. I'm gonna mix it a little bit with the yellow, dilute it a lot. And then let's go over this one more time. And also a little bit over the yellow to neutralize it a little smidge. Let's just give it a wash. A little wash to warm it up a smidge. Okay, let's make a little bit more. I want it warmer. So yeah, this is what I call a wash. Just a really diluted color and glazing it over something that I already done. And now it looks a lot warmer, or at least it should be. I might want to go back in again on the darkest parts to darken it up, but it first needs to dry, otherwise you will rub the paper, like it will ripple up and it will be broken. I don't want that. I also want that bell to be a yellow tone, so I think I'm going for Naples yellow. The Naples yellow, it's C2 I can't read it, 255, C255, which is Naples yellow. And I'm gonna go in with the bell. It might be a bit too dark for my liking, but I'll take it anyway. Doing those parts as well, giving it more color. Okay, clean the brush and then come back in with some without anything, and then just go over the left part to lift some up, get it a little bit lighter. Yeah, that worked. Okay, let's put a smidge on the top for some lighting effect. Same with the horse, we can do some lighting effect on the edges and on the top bits, so that you see that the sun is hitting it. And then we still have to do the tabletop, so I'm going to add in a lot more pigment over here. That looks really good as well, actually. I like it. Maybe we go for a yellow tabletop then. Ooh, ooh la la. I like it. Maybe I'm onto something. I wanted a wooden tone, but the yellow as a base is nice. Okay, let's go for my brown tone then. I still got my Papa Slowly red ochre with my Naples yellow mixture, which is like that warm brown that we use for Yururi, I think. I think that might be a bit too warm, but let's try it anyway. Oh my god, excuse me. Yeah, that's his tone. Okay. So only put it on the foreground, not next to the window. Only on this side I want it. Like so. Nice and warm. Alrighty, let's also do some on the inside of the box. Okay, I want a darker brown again for the box. So I'm gonna go for, let me think, burnt sienna, which is A336. And I'm gonna mix it in with the Pasquale to get a much darker tone. Like this. Do the edge. Entire edge. And then we're gonna do the sides of the bucket. The box. The cabinet, whatever it's called. This one. So yeah, we're gonna do these elements. Let's also do the paintbrush. Tiny smidge. This one. And this one. I'm going for brown ink. Maybe. I don't have enough pigment. I need more pigment. Right. Chestnuts. Feather. Chestnut. I need more brown. Not those. Alrighty. Let's see, this feather might need some more. These things are probably metallic, but I'm gonna color them anyway a little bit. We are gonna get a brown book. Maybe these parts can be brown too. The inside of the books can be brown, like they're old. Alright, there's some more books on the left that I would like this color. Maybe on the basket, a really light tone. Oh, we forgot a bit of the cupboard here as well. Let's grab a little bit more pigment. Make that a bit darker. It's not much darker, is it? It's okay. We need a dark brown for that one, so I'm gonna grab a lot more pigment, hopefully. Yeah. And let's do this one. Really dark. Scary. Maybe that's a bit too dark, but I don't know. Let's clean my brush a little bit. Move it a little bit more. Oh wow. Ooh la la. There was another one over there. Get off my page. Thank you. Going all around the page. Adding the colors in is like one of my favorite things to do. Let's also do these picture frames. A little bit of this tone. Don't have a lot of pigment left, but I don't know, maybe it's enough, maybe it isn't. I think it's enough for now. What else do I want? I want berries, but I said I wanted them maybe purpley or reddish, or I think I might go for a purpley. Let's do that. All right, I'm gonna choose the B213, I think. Yeah, this one, which is magenta. I'm gonna pick this time. I never use it, but it's like a really warm pinky purple. But I think it might be perfect for those bits. Ooh, that's a bright color. Jesus. That is nothing to do with this. Okay, let's do it. Let's be brave. Oh, that's not brave enough. More pigment, please. I don't know. I don't know. It's really bright. I'm not sure. Do I want this or do I not? I'm scared. I'm just going for it. Don't be scared. Just do it. Go for it. Ooh la la. Okay. Breathe in, breathe out. There are more over here. I love it, actually. They almost look like a beetroot or something, you know, like beets. But they are more red, of course, but you know what I mean. It reminds me of it. I don't know how I feel about this. Oh my god, there's more of those acorns. I need more of that tone then, if that's the case. We want some on this palette of this gorgeous color. This is a brilliant color, and maybe a pencil as well. Shoot. Maybe this little fella also wants this nice tone. It's a pretty tone. Maybe also on this box. I do like it. I have to be honest, I do like it. Let's also add some on these flasks. It's a shading color. I love it as a shading color. Yes, yes. Thank you. Am I going overboard? Maybe. Do I like it? Yes. Then it's all good. All right. Yes, I love it as a shading tone. Also for my thingamabobby. Let's go over it like this. That's bright. I do like it still. Keep going. Okay, wash the... just water. Make it lighter. Tiny smidge lighter. Something like it. I think I like it. Alright, we've got all these things. We also have this one, but I think that one could do with a bit of yellowy tone. But I also want some like a pinky yellowy tone for the plates. So let's take the Naples yellow together with the rose red. Tiny smidge of rose red. Not too much. It's still really pink, but it's okay. A little bit of white, tiny smidge. Clean the brush. Take some more water so it's nice and diluted. And let's go. It's pretty pink still, but I like it. I'm gonna leave all of this on the right side white. Completely white. Those are my highlights. I'm also going to go over the bread a little bit with more pigment for some warmth. Same on the basket. There we go. Let's also put like a whole shading over there. And on top of the labels, another cup. The inside should be dark and the left should be dark. And on the plates, I want some on the left and in the middle. Beautiful. Let's just use this as well for those things. A little bit on those things. Chestnuts. One more color. Let's also use it for the floor one more time. It's a brilliant tone to do on the floor. Let's hope I've got enough. Otherwise I gotta make more. I gotta make more because it's already out. I did not realize it was the perfect tone for the floor. Trying to stretch it out. I can make it. I'm sure I can. Yes, I can. Brilliant. Okay, well then I don't need to make more. Yeah, that's perfect. I love it. A bit of pinky tone over there. Did I forget anything? I forgot the lids, so I need to do those. I've got those bits, but I'm gonna do those with pencil. We've got a pencil, some lids of the... I think I also do want that to have a color, but I don't know if I want it like gold or black or... I'm not sure actually what I want. There's another hair on it again. I think I'm gonna leave it like this on this side. I might want to make a brown mixture, like a dark brown mixture for that, like I did with this. So let's do that. So we're gonna take the burnt sienna again. A236. That's perfect. Okay, clean the brush and let's go. That's our basing color for the lids. It's a bit too diluted. Okay, let's add a little bit more pigment then. Now it should be fine. All right, there we go. Come on. You do have to take pigment on your brush, Pauline. Still really diluted, but better than it was. All right, the lids of the tubes. Anything else? Maybe these things? The chair or the cherries? The chestnuts. Yep, this is what I like to do, layer it up. Add layer after layer after layer and just keep playing. But enough is enough. At some point you gotta just stop, you know. I'm not at that point just yet that I want to stop. As you can see, I'm still playing. I think I should stop now. What do you think? I think so. Just keep seeing things and I want to add on and add on and no, stop. Stop it. I got this. Stop it, Pauline, stop it. Put the brush away. One more lid. I'm allowed to do one more lid and then put the brush away. All right. Clean the brush and put it away. You think the watercolor... Oh my god, you see that? You see those things? No. No. Okay, warm brown. Let's do the Passuoli with the raw umber and use that on these shelves. Completely forgot about them. Completely forgotten. How did I not see those? And you think you're done. And then you see something like that. Okay, let's do another check on the page. I've got a cup over here. There's lids over there. Cork. Anything else that I've forgotten about? Not that I can tell. I think we're done. I think we're done with the watercolor. So yeah, I'm gonna call it done for the watercolor. I'm gonna let this dry, and then tomorrow, when this is all dry, because now it's a pretty, like, it dries up quick because I can already touch all of this, but I don't want to touch it with pencil when it's still damp, because then you could damage the surface of the paper. So I usually let it dry a whole day before I continue. So tomorrow I'm going to come back to this one and I'm going to add in pencil shading all over the place. But we already have like a solid color scheme over here. We only need to add in the shading next time and we can call it done basically. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So I will see you in the next clip. And we are back. We're now gonna do the shading. At least that's what the plan is. So let's have a look what the watercolor looks like. So this is the double page that we were working on, or should I say 1.5 page, because this is not really counting, is it? But yeah, this is what it looks like after it dried up. So it looks really good already. Let me take that out for you. So yeah, I picked out some colors from my Polychromos set to shade this bad boy. So yeah, you can take a screenshot if you like, because these are the colors that I picked out. I'm never sure if I use all of them, but I just make sure that I got a little bit of everything. So that's what we have here. And yeah, let's just dive in and see how this goes. That's my cat trying to eat. You might also hear some laundry sounds of the washing machine, but I hope it will filter out. But who knows? We will see. So let's have a look. I want to start... Oh, there's another page behind it. That's why it felt so thick. Okay. I want to start with the window, brighten it up even more. So we're going to start with this yellow tone, the 106. So let's do that. I'm not going to zoom you out or zoom you in this time, because I want you to see the whole thing. Like when we do like tiny things, I might zoom you in, but otherwise I will keep you like this. So we're going to start with 106. Come on. Doesn't want to focus. Come on. One of those days, is it? No, it's not gonna work. Light chrome yellow, it's called 106. Yeah, the camera doesn't like it when I'm too close to it and when there's too much visible. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to lightly lay over this yellow that I already did with the watercolor. And I'm actually going to zoom you in because I like being really close. So you can see everything really well. Yes, 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 yes. Look at this. Oh, it's so cute. It's even looking good like this, isn't it? So I'm just going to lightly go over it like so. Just warming it up. All it needs is a light layer like this. As you can see, I'm holding it really far. It's barely touching my hands. The only reason I put my finger here is so that I've got more control, because without it, it's like, ooh, you know? So that's why my finger is on top. So I've got more control. I hope that makes sense. The explanation of today. Put your finger on top for more control. So this one and this one together are the one that's like deciding the direction. This one is just for holding it, so it stays in your hand. Basically, that's how I do it, so that my pressure is really light, but I still have control over what I'm doing. So, and there's cat hairs all over the place. So I'm gonna do it lighter and lighter the lower I get on the page, because I want to have the illusion of a sun over here. So I'm literally making like half a circle at the bottom. So it looks like there's like roughly a circle like this, if you know what I mean. So, and that's all I do. So now you got the illusion like there's a bright light over there and it's like warmth coming out. That's what I want. Then I'm also going to add some on top of the window seal, just a light layer. And I'm also going to do the same on his canvas. Just a tiny smidge of yellow on top of it, to see the brightness of the light. Same on the glass, same on this palette a little bit, and on his desk a little bit. And that's probably already enough light for that part, but I want to add more. So I'm also going to add some on the wall next to the light to warm it up. And it works really well doing yellow over pink. Works really well. So that's how I like it. And I also do that on the other side of the window. Just a smidge. Because there's not that much visible anyway, if you know what I mean. Let's do the sides of this, side of the box, side of the jar. Like literally everything that hits the light, I want a little bit. Then we also do some on Yururi. Or his ears, I guess. And now we're going to switch to the warmer, like this one, the 108. So that one is called Dark Cadmium Yellow, 108. And we're going to continue on our little mouse. So I'm going to do a little bit more on the edge, like so. Warm it up even more. Like so. A little bit on his arm, a little bit on his hand, and a little bit on the side of his canvas, just so it sticks out compared to the desk. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of shading on top of here to warm that up as well. It looks really nice. You see how warm that becomes with the undertone of the desk? Beautiful, I love it. Let's also add a little bit more on the window seal, just so it warms up. And also this part on both sides. I think that is perfect. It warms it up really nicely. Then we're going to do the little mouse, I decided. We're just going to do bit by bit today, I think. So I'm going to go to a 192. Let's start with the darkest one. 192, which is Indian Red 192 by Polychromos. And we're gonna make, like you see these stripes all over his body. I'm gonna accentuate them by making like stripes like this with this color. You don't want to completely flat color it, only the bottom maybe. Everything else you just want to do strokes like so, to accentuate the fur. And we do that on the other ear as well. And on his back, tiny smidge as well. And on his arm a little bit darker. And then let's also do his feet while we're at it. So let's add a little bit of shading on that. And then we will switch to the 188 Sanguine, which is this one. Where is it? There it is. What's left of it. And we're gonna go over this part and just shade it in a bit, like so. Color roughly into the other color to smoosh it together a little bit. Like so. Because the light is hitting him on the front, everything on the back should be dark. That's why I'm shading it the way I am. And it works really well, as you can see. Looks really nice. Let's also add some shading on the arm. A little tad more. And a little bit on his foot. There we go, that's perfect. That's Yururi done, or at least his fur is done. Then I'm going to take my red tone, which is Pale Geranium Lake, 121. I'm going to add some shading on his pens. So I'm going to shade the sides, a little bit on the top of his pens, and then again on the side, like so. It's probably already enough. That's already enough color. Now you can really see the shape of it. That's what I wanted. We're also going to do his sketchbook right here. And I want some shading next to the box that's on top. So let's add that in. So yeah, I was really happy with how it came out with the watercolor base. So then this part is like much easier if you already have a nice layer down. Because you have to do minimal amount of shading. Like I did the side of the book, the bottom, and the cast shadow of this box. So that's what I did for that part. Let's see, did I have any other red things? I've got some in the top corner over here. So let's add some shading on the side of the book. Same with these. Let's add some shading. And this one as well. Just a tiny smidge. That one is like so bright in comparison. It's not even funny, but it is true. That should do it. Alright, let's move you back to the desk. I'm gonna add shading on the wood everywhere. So in order to do that, I think I want to do it with... let's see. I think I'm gonna start with the darkest one, 176. Which is Van Dyke Brown. Let's see. Van Dyke Brown 176. That's a nice neutral dark brown. I'm just going to add some shading on every item. So I'm going to do it on this side of the leg. Same on this side. Just a tiny bit to darken it up. And my washing machine is going nuts. It's like centrifuging. You know, the centrifuge function is on. So I hope you don't hear all of that, but if you do, I try to edit it out, but I'm not sure if I can. We'll see. I also want some cast shadow underneath Yururi's butt and tail. So that's all that this is about. I want some shadow on this part as well. And on this one. Such a cute chair. Let's also add some on the side of the desk while we're at it. Just a tiny smidge to darken it up a little bit more. Let's move you all the way so you can see the rest of the desk. So all along the edge of the desk I'm adding a little bit of darkness, and I also do that on the bottom. And then on the side I add a lot more, because all of these items will have shadows. Like when I do this, you see that there's a shadow. That's the same what this does, because the light is also coming from there. So then you want to make that darker. So that means I also want to cast shadow next to this box, underneath this box a little bit, you know, underneath this one a little bit, and underneath that one a little bit. Just a few cast shadows like that is good enough. Then let's also add some shading on this box. We already did quite a lot with the watercolor, so it doesn't really take that much shading to make it pretty, which is good. There we go. Gorgeous. And then we also need some on the cupboard, just some. Trying to not be too neat about it because it's wood and I want it to look like wood as well. Let's add some shadow on the inside of the closet, underneath the shelf. And then this whole side of the cabinet should be darker than the front bit because it's all in the shadow. So I'm adding it in from the top, or from the bottom to the top. So here I want it darkest and I want lightest on the top. Let's hold it down with my hand. Just slowly fading it out, give or take. And then this part is part of the wall or the back of the cabinet. You can like make it whatever you want, but I think I want it part of the wall. So I'm gonna make that pink later down the line. But for now I'm leaving it alone. I also want some shadow on this part and on this part as well. Just adding shading in so it will become a lot darker. It's a big page or project, this page. There's so much on it that you constantly think, what should I do with this? What should I do with that? That's how much is on this page. That's why it's I had a hard time picking colors. And I know Amanda had the same issue. She struggled as well. But I think she's finally finding her way a little smidge, so that's good. As long as we're happy in the end, that's what matters. And I need a sneeze. Alright, and I'm back. I just needed to drink my tea real fast because it was getting cold. And I didn't want to throw it to waste, basically. I could warm it up later, but I was thirsty as well. So I drank all of it. So let's add a little bit more shading on this dresser. And then we got the easel over here. I do want some shading on it, but not too much. Like so is probably enough. Then we got the rocking horse, which we already shaded some, as you can see, but I'm gonna add even more shading to it. Just on this side of the rocking horse. Like so. The hooves, I want some shading. And then I want some on the side where the light doesn't hit it. Shading it up. It's already looking really good because of it. Let's add a pupil like so. Yeah, that looks better. Now it's got an eye. I also want some shading next to the desk actually. So let's add it in as well with this color. Just a slow faded shading. Like so. Just a smidge. And also underneath the desk I want some. And underneath this thingamabobby. Yeah, that's not too bad actually. Then let's also shade next to Yururi. I also don't want to do like too much, you know, like I like the really soft look that I created with the watercolor, and I don't want to mess that up completely by adding too much shading. So that's why I'm going gently on the shading. Let's also darken up these drawers on the inside. All right, I think that's good enough. Let's move to the left because there's a lot more floor over here. So add some shading there as well. This barrel I want a lot darker as well, so that's why I'm coloring it in much more, at least trying to. Yeah, something like that. A little bit messy, but that's what I want. I don't want to touch this. I think I do want to add some shading on the closet and maybe the door, a little bit on the door on the left to accentuate the shape of the curve. And then making strokes downwards, like the wooden grain. You see what I mean? Roughening it up a little smidge, so it actually looks like wood. Yeah, that's probably enough. A little bit of darkness underneath. I think that's good enough. Okay, let's go to the top of the wooden thing. Like the left should also be a lot darker because the light will not hit that part. It will only hit the right side. So this part should also be darker. And the top is also darker. And that's how I like to add it on. After the fact, it looks really good already. Same with this part, should also be darker. Yeah, this is literally what I'm doing. Just going all over the page, adding shadows where I think it's not dark enough, that it needs some more accentuating. That's what I'm doing with the pencils, and no more, no less, literally. That's all I want with it. I don't want to add like a ton of pencil, because I don't like the look of that. Let's see, this is all fine. This is all fine, looks pretty good. And we've got the inside over here. Just a tiny smidge more. Same here behind the basket. Just a little bit more. Some cast shadow from the basket itself. Oh, I was out of view. I was doing this part. I will also do the same for these things. Put a cast shadow next to them. Give or take. Something like it. And then this part I want a lot darker. That one I already did. And then we're going to do the left side of the cabinet a little bit darker. And on top, like a little smidge underneath the acorns. Just darken that bit up. Let's give some more shape on the acorn. The inside of the bag. Like that. And then this part behind the plate. I was editing some of my previous recorded videos, and I was hearing back what I was talking about, and I was just laughing to myself. Like, I can hear my brain fighting myself. And I don't always keep everything in when I'm editing. Sometimes I cut certain pieces out if I think like, nah, I don't want to tell you that anyway, you know. If I think it's not what I want to tell at the moment, I'll cut stuff out if I really don't want it there. That's good, you know, so you have something to add on or leave out if you want to. You have the choice. I like that part. Okay, let's darken this up. But yeah, I've been editing quite a lot lately, because like in March I was ill, like you probably all know by now. So I didn't have any backlog anymore, or videos that were already done and edited. So I'm trying to create like a little buffer, basically. And in order to do so, I need to film a lot and also edit a lot. And it just takes time before I'm back at that point again, that I've got like a few videos spare in case I'm a little bit ill. But it takes a while, because at the moment I'm also not feeling the best. I'm going from one thing into the other, it seems like. Like my immune system is not the best at the moment. But it will be okay. Like the better months are coming, the months with the good weather, as I call it. That's usually when I feel better overall, because I got less problems with my body when it's warmer weather. Like too warm is also not good, but like around 20, 25, that's okay. I function much better around that amount of about that temperature range. So we will see how I will do. I will just take it easy, you know. I'll try to film some, record some, color some for myself, etc., etc. And that's how I literally am doing it, just going through the cycle, filming some, coloring some for myself, editing, and repeat. But like my preference is to film in the first 2 weeks of the month and then edit in the last 2 weeks. So I've got like also some free time to color by myself without the need to record everything. Because like, yes, it might seem really relaxing to you guys to film everything, but in the end it's added on pressure that you don't have if you're alone, if you know what I mean. All right, I think that's enough shading for now. So let's go to, let's see, I also have that one. I think I want to use that for the darkest parts of the wood. So let's do that one, 283. Excuse me, which is burnt sienna. Yeah, burnt sienna, 283. So let's add that on the side of the desk as well. So yeah, I'm slowly building back the videos on my channel. So I'm thinking about what else I would like to make some sort of planning. Like, don't put myself stuck on everything, but have an idea list basically of what I would like to film, so that when I am filming I can just look at my list instead of having to think about it. That is really helpful. So yeah, I think that will help me out with getting everything back on track, basically. That I feel a little bit more relaxed about that part of the channel. Like, in the end of the day, it's just a hobby, you know? It's not like I have to do this, that, or that. It's just that I really would like to. Because it also gives me a lot of joy making these color alongs and doing my videos, flipping through my books, answering tag questions. Like, I don't like every tag. Like, I was tagged for the unpopular opinion tag like twice now. I think I was first tagged by Lucy Fox Art, I think. And then I was also tagged by Amanda at Color Me Tartan. She changed her channel name. but I am just not feeling that tag. Like, I understand why people would love to hear my opinion about those questions, but I don't want to. So I'm friendly declining the invite for the tag because I am just not connecting with it. Like, it just feels, it's just not for me. Let's just leave it at that. Yeah, I think that's the fairest answer I can give about that. Just not for me. And that's okay. Like, if I like a tag, I will join in. But I have learned that if I don't like it, it will feel like a complaining video, and that's not what I want. So that's why I decided not to do it. So yeah, I hope you don't mind. But I think that's the best course in this case. Because if you're not into it, you better just not make it, because it won't be that much fun. At least not for me. So yeah, that's my opinion on the unpopular opinion tag, that I don't want to do it. Basically. Yep. So that's what I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna film it. Instead, I'm gonna film what I want to film, which is my color longs and maybe some other like the series that I started in the Camilla de Erico book that I'm like experimenting. I think I also want to record another session of that sooner than later. I'm not sure when, because I have not really been like feeling it at the moment, but I do want to record another one. Hopefully maybe next month or the month after. I don't know yet, you know, it depends on my mood. Because that's what that book is for experimenting, enjoying myself, thinking out of the box, basically. So if that is something I want at the time, then I will do so. So I'm gonna go all over the right side of the cabinet to make it darker and warm it up. I've signed up for the full book collab for Jess, her Romantic Country, the second tale. Together with my sister, she also wanted to join in this time around. So we got our pages assigned. Like, it was pretty funny. Like, she told us that she would open up the entries at about 4 o'clock her time, I think it was. And she's always confused with the time zone. So in the live stream, she said to me, yeah, 5, no, what did she say? 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock? I don't know what she said. But anyway, it was not like, it was 5 o'clock her time. So she thought it was 4 o'clock then for me, which wasn't the case because I'm an hour ahead of her. So it was actually like 6 o'clock for me. So I already had my email ready, like set up, you know, with the page that I thought they were. But she also counted one of the pages that you don't even color. So I was like, okay, I got to add on to every page that we picked one by one, basically. So if it was page number 7, now it's number 8, and so on and so forth. So that's what I did when the video started. Then I watched the video together with my sister to check the page number. And then, like, the moment the clock hit like 6 o'clock in my place, I was like, bing, there goes the email, Jess, good luck with it. Well, good luck she needed, because she was like bombarded with emails. And mine was the first one. I'm sorry, Jess. But yeah, I was literally ready at the moment, you know, when the clock hit like 6 o'clock for me, to just press the button and send it out, because it was already done. We knew what we wanted. So we only had to check it, you know, check the name of the page, type that in while the video was playing. It was easy. It was not that complicated. But it was funny that I was the first one. I was like, yeah, I pressed the button like right on 6 o'clock. I was like, let's do it. But yeah, we had a little giggle. Like, I'm the crazy one who does that, you know? It took her so long to get through those emails. Like, literally, I think she spent 1.5, 2 hours on the emails that came in. Poor Jess. Well, at least it filled up quite quickly, which is good. So, I can't wait to start that page, but I've not decided to leave it for next month, because we got until the end of June to finish it, and I don't need that long. So I probably will just wait till June starts before I start the page, because this month I already have my plans, you know, that I wanted to do. So that's what I'm doing right now. And then next month I can start on the collab page, which I look forward to because I got a really nice one with the fairies, like chapter 3? No, chapter 3 I think it is. The one with the fairies with the flowers behind it. That's the one I gotten. And I can't wait to color it with my Neocolor. I might even record that one as a color along because I hear from people, according to Jess, I have magic hands with Neocolors and Eerie books. So, and she wasn't the only one who thought so. I was like, well, that counts. That means I have to make one for you guys, like a color along with my Neocolor too, to show you how it's done, basically. I mean, I was laughing about it because, like, if you guys can't do it, I'll have to show you, right? Yes, 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 they said, like, we want it. Okay, like, then that's also on the list now, you know. I already was asked to do an Eerie color along, like, a while ago, so it's already on the list, but not necessarily with Neocolor too. But now that I've heard that I'm do magic with them, I'm like, maybe I should. You know? So that's what I'm planning to do. Whenever I do an Eerie page, I will go for the Neocolor too. So yeah, I really like using them in her books. They're so nice and vibrant and soft, and I just love it. Like, I bought a few limited edition sets for the Neocolor too. I think I bought the portrait, the pastel, and the pop. Those were the sets that I bought, because those are the colors I really like. I like my pinks, my purples, my warm tones. Those are my favorite colors to use. So that's what I bought, basically, in that way. And then I added on some open stock on top of that, like colors that were not in those sets, like warm browns, greens, that kind of stuff. I bought a lot of different greens as well, like more mossy greens, like yellowy green, turquoise green. And with blue I did the same. I ordered some blues as well. So I got now quite an amount of Neocolors. And I think I've got enough for what I want to do with it. I think I've got enough. I don't need the full set. And I just keep them in a little box that I still had from back in the day. It's like a plastic box that you open up and then you just, there it is, you know, like a little container. So that's where I keep them in, because they don't sell like those tins where they can go in. They just don't. Like, why don't you sell those empty tins so you can put your open stock stuff in it? That's my opinion. Like, why don't you sell that? Sell it, please, Kandash. They're wasting like money there by not selling those, because it's open stock. Like, there's a lot of people that probably only buy open stock ever, and where do they store them in, you know? It's not like the most handy supply to store, in my opinion. They're like waxy crayons, so they make a mess if you just put them in like a pencil case, because I had them in a pencil case at first, and then I was like, nah, don't like it. So I took them out and then I put them in the tin. Well, it's not actually a tin, it's a plastic box that I've got them in, but still, I like that better. But I like them in an order, and that doesn't work in a little plastic bin like that. It doesn't work. But I don't want to add it on here. I want to add it on the left of the door, a little smidge. I'm putting my finger here so that I can't, like, it's like pock, 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 so it can't go any further. That's like a little tip if you want to be gentle and rough at the same time, but don't want to go over a certain line. That's a trick you could use. So yeah, I've got quite a few more plans for color alongs, as you all know. Like, I've still got my list with requests. I haven't forgotten about them. Like, Kanoko Guso is still on it with Leon's Journey. I'm hoping I can do it like later in the month, but if not, I will do it next month, because that was actually already, like, it had its turn in March, but I wasn't like well, so I didn't record it after all. I didn't even color the page until the next month, I think I did. Then I did a different page. I did the bunny. So yeah, that one is still on the list, because that's one of the tough ones to film for me. So that's why I didn't try it yet, because I was not feeling well, and then those are too difficult for me. So now that I'm feeling a little bit better, I'm trying to tackle the harder ones, like April. I recorded that one already, And you probably already have seen it by now, because this one will probably go up in June and April has gone up in May. But yeah, so that's what I'm trying to do in this month in May. For next month, hopefully. But if I don't manage it this month, I will do it. I will film it in June, and then you might see it in July. But at least I'm getting around to them, you know. Like now that I feel okay, I really want to put in that energy. So that even if I just film them, but don't edit them just yet, then at least I've got them waiting for me to put on the channel. Because filming is step one. Like if I'm not able to do that, nothing will come out. And that's the hard part for me with my health situation, that I'm not always up for filming. But I love doing them. That's why I do it, because I don't monetize my channel, and I don't want to, because it's like for fun. I don't want to make any money with it. Then the focus will be on that. That's just the way it is. It just happens. Whether you want to or not, you will look at it, because you get paid by YouTube if you do so. And I don't want it to be about that. Plus, I'm sick all the time, and if I generate income, it will count towards my income, and then they might cut me, but I can't actually keep this up all the time, and my income will not be stable either. So it's like a big health risk then, because then I will get stressed out because I have to do it, and blah, 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 blah. And that's why I decided to not even monetize any of this, so that it stays fun, that it stays like without pressure, that I can do it at my own pace whenever I want to, instead of that I have to do it now because it's part of my income, because I couldn't handle that stress. I get really ill when I've got stress, so let's not do that. So that's my decision why I don't monetize my channel, because I don't want to get ill because of stress. And I already get ill quite a lot anyway, so I'll have that anyway, you know. So it's not like just one or the other. It's always tough for me to film without getting sick. Like right now I've got a little bit of a cough. Last week it was a belly flu kind of thing. It's still not gone. It's coming back. I can feel it. I thought it was finally gone, but no, it's back. So yeah, it's going up and down with my health. And that's normal for me. I used to have that like way more often, like all the time. But lately it was really well for the last year. I had it pretty much under control. But this year my body was like, yeah, screw this. I'm not feeling well again. Like ever since the new year started, I've just been unwell for most of the time. And then in March it broke down basically. And now I'm just trying to get back on my feet. But when you're like chronically ill, that takes forever to get back on your feet. It takes at least a month to recover from whatever the hell it was that you had. But by that time you already catch the next bug, as I call it, and you're back to square one. And that's basically what has been happening for me for the last few months. And it's annoying, but I'm used to it by now. Like, let's see the window, because I didn't do any on the window. Do I want some? No, I don't. Maybe I do want some on the acorn. Darken up the inside. So yeah, that's basically how I've been doing, which is not great. I also had a fall like a few days ago. Like you can still see a whole bruise. It's almost gone, and it is not painful. I can just do like this and it doesn't hurt that much. My muscles mostly hurt on my legs and my body, because I fell by accident on the floor this week. I slipped basically. I had my how do you call those shoes that you put on to keep your feet warm? That kind of stuff I had on my feet, and they're slippery. And I tried to move myself onto my bed, and there, Pauline again, and like I just slid it off it basically. So yeah, I fell down on the floor, and it didn't feel that nice. So yeah, stuff like that happens, little oopsies. Let's go to this tone, the 188 Sanguine. It's also barely visible. It's one of my favorite browns. And we're gonna go over the rest of the wood that we haven't touched yet to warm it up. So I'm also gonna go over the side of the desk because I like it nice and warm. And a little smidge on the chair as well. I try to stay away from Yururi because he's also this warm tone, so that it doesn't really like blend in too much. So yeah, I've not been doing the best, like I just told you. And sometimes it's really depressing when that happens, that you just go from one thing into the other. Just feels like that just doesn't stop, like it never ends. And it's true, it does never end because I'm chronically ill. That's just the way it is when you have something wrong with you. But lately it has been a bit tougher on me, I guess, because of like that it's one after the other. Sometimes you have a little bit of a break, but this time I didn't get a break. It just continues like a cycle. And that's when it gets down to how I also feel mentally, that I'm get really tired overall. Like my body is tired, but now also my brain gets tired. And that's when the fight really begins. That you just want to have fun. And that's also why I really took my time with videoing, you know, like making videos for you guys. So you might not have gotten the videos that you were expecting because of that. And I'm sure you will understand that. And I'll do my best with whatever energy I've got left to make what I want to make. So that's what I've got to say about that. And this month, I actually had my first year anniversary of my YouTube channel. So I also really like that, you know, I didn't even realize it. I started it on the 13th of May of last year, my channel. Because I was just like, let's take the leap and just do it. Because I wanted to make a YouTube channel for years and years. But I've always been too scared. And I still was. Like my first video was a mess. I was like, the sound was really low. I didn't edit it. So it was a bit of a mess. And you could really hear that I was nervous. I started the camera like at least 3 times. I started over because I was like, and nothing came out. That was all you heard. And look at me now, just talking to you like you're sitting here next to me. Like, hello. Come visit me and have fun together. That's literally what it is right now for me. And I really like that, you know, like it just feels like I've got company. Even though you're not here while I record this, I get a lot of energy from the reactions that I get from people, or that they tell me, I tried it too and it went really well. And they show me the result. It just makes me happy. It makes me smile from ear to ear. And that's what keeps me going, you know, the satisfaction that I get back from you guys. And all the friendships that I've made in the meanwhile as well, with people that also have YouTube channels, but also just people that like the same books as I do and that buddy with me. Like, I just love it. Like, that's the reason why I started my YouTube channel. So I'm actually really happy that it gave me what I was searching for. And I really enjoy it. I also found out that I love editing, which I didn't expect at first. But I do, which is nice to know, because that's a lot of the work with these color alongs. It takes forever to edit those. That's why most people don't even start, like, bother with them at all. But it's like the thing I like to do. So yeah, that's why I keep making them, because yes, they take a lot of time and effort. But I also like teaching people like how to color, what to do, that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's why I continue. Like, maybe I will do it in a slower pace in some months because of my health, but you will at least see something, you know? And that's good enough. And it should be good enough. So yeah, I just keep my list with me. And I just look at the list, what do I feel like filming right now? And that's what I do. So I don't necessarily go in order all the time. Like, I try to, but if I'm not up for that specific one, I'll skip it for at least that time. And then when I have time for another one, I'll see if I'm up for it then. Because that's the hardest part, if my body is up for it. If I'm not, I'll skip it because I'll have to. I don't want to risk getting even worse, you know? So yeah, I hope you understand that that's how it goes. I think most of you know by now that I'm chronically ill, that I'm not healthy, and that I don't work. I sleep a lot during the day. Take lots of breaks as well. But yeah, that's mostly the reason why I color so much, because I don't have anything else to do. And even though Like I might spend like between 2 to 4 hours on coloring every day, depending on if I color. But that's roughly the amount of time that I spend on it every day. So you can imagine how much you can color in that time frame. So it makes sense that I've got a lot of coloring done every month. And some months I even have more than I even expected. Which is fine, but it surprises me even. Like last month when I saw the number like 40-ish, I don't even know how many there were. I think it was 40 and like 14 color by number, something like that. That's like 53 pages or something stupid. I was like, what the heck? What the heck? You know, I didn't expect it, but yeah, that's what becomes even a thing. Like the worse I feel, the more I color, because it's my outlet. It's my recharge moment, basically. I just go in this focus phase mode and I just don't stop, basically. But it does help me out a lot when I'm not feeling the best. So that's why I color even more if I sometimes not feel the best. Unless I can't hold my pencil, then of course I won't. But on average, I color more if I'm not feeling happy, because it makes me feel happy coloring. So yeah, makes sense, doesn't it? I've also been diamond painting a little bit more now that I wasn't so, like, I didn't feel too well. I'm not gonna touch the floor this time. I'm just gonna do the woodwork. But yeah, it has been on my mind, like now that I've done this for a year, how I will proceed with it. And I think I'll just keep doing the same things that I've been doing so far. Like I will do my color along. Sometimes I do a tag video if I'm up for it and I feel like it. And besides that, I just do whatever comes on my way or whatever I come up with. And that's it. So yeah, if you like that, then you're in luck. Because I don't want to change my channel. I think I'm happy with the way it's going. I'm happy that people like what I do, because that's also always a question. Do they even want to watch me if I just do color alongs? And the answer was yes, they do. And they actually like what I'm doing. I didn't do any shading on that one, so let's do that this time. Because I didn't know if it was going to be successful or not, that people even want to watch these. And it turns out they actually do want to watch them. So I was like, yay, because that means I can do that. And I don't just talk to myself. Like I talk to myself, but at the same time, you're also watching this whenever it goes online, you know? So it's different. And I love that, you know? I really love that people are happy, that they followed along, have their own success in the books that they were so afraid of. And these type of books, these Japanese books, Korean books, they are my favorite out of my entire collection. So I love hearing people also try it out and be happy with what they achieved. And it just makes me so happy. Yeah, that's the main thing that keeps me going. So that's my answers to why I do this. No other reason. Like I also gain stuff from it. Like yes, it's a lot of work, but I also like editing, so that's good. So yeah, we just go along with it and see where I end up in another year time. I am gonna do a Q&A, which you probably have seen by now, but if you haven't, I will link it up here if you want to actually watch that, because I also have a little giveaway in that video. I did not say it like in the title for a reason, because I only want people that actually love my channel, that actually watch my videos, to enter. It is a worldwide giveaway, and it is for a Disney book that I also have. It's the copy of my sister. So there is one page like colored a little bit. I tried to erase it for you guys, but besides that, the book is still in good condition. But then at least you know that it's not an uncolored book. But yeah, that's what the giveaway is for. It's an Année de coloriage, that French book with all the double spreads from Disney. That's the book I have a giveaway for. So yeah, I will do my best to leave it open until the end of the month, which probably is already done by now, because you will see this color along in June, and I think I will close the giveaway probably by the end of May, depending on when it goes up. Because if it doesn't go up when I want it to go up, then I might leave it open for another week. Then I will probably close it like beginning of June. But I'm not sure that you will have seen this one by then. So, but you could at least hear my answers to the question that has been asked by people. So yeah, like I pay for that giveaway out of my own pocket because I don't earn anything from any of this. So yeah, that's my choice. I wanted to give back. And I know that book is hard to get overseas. So that's why I decided to do an international giveaway instead of just for Europe or whatever, you know. But yeah, that does make it more expensive to ship out. But I'm okay with that. So yeah, it's not every day that I do a giveaway. I really like what I did. Let me zoom you out for a second so we can have an overview. Like this is what it looks like after the pencil shading for the wood. You see how much more contrast we've got, and also in this cabinet, like it looks brilliant. I really like that we still have the beautiful soft look from the watercolor also over here and on the floor, but it just pops now. Now the warmth that I've got like here next to the window is also in the rest of the picture. That's what I like about it. So that was the goal of doing this session of like shading. Also with this, you now can really see the different cabinets, and I like it. So the next step is to shade the turquoise bits on the page. So in order to do that, excuse me, is I picked these three tones, but I wasn't sure if I wanted that as my dark or that as my dark, but I think I want that one because that one is a bit too green. So I probably will do it like this. So a dark and a light. So I will start with this one, the 158, which is, let's see what it is, deep cobalt green, 158 polygons. And I will zoom you back in so we can have a look at the desk. There we go. And let's shade it. So I'm also going to add a little bit on the inside of the dresser, so it has the same shade as the desk. I don't even think I want to do anything on the items over the page because I really like the soft look that the watercolor gave it. So I think I want to just keep it. Instead, I'm just going to do the shading on the desk like so. So this whole section next to Yururi underneath the desk should be darker because there's no light hitting it. It's all shadow. So I'll just color that whole section like this, and I will also do the same with this section. So yeah, a lot of these items on these pages, on this page I mean, I'm not even gonna shade because I really like the way they look with just the watercolor base. So yeah, we're probably just gonna do the rest of the furniture, and then I'll probably do maybe a little bit on certain items, and then we're done. So it shouldn't take that long, hopefully. I hope. It's always the question. Sometimes you think it's really quick, and then 2 hours later you're still not done. But yeah, this is already enough to shade the side of the desk, as you can see. I'm also going to do a little bit on the side of the drawer, but just a little smidge, because this one is sticking out. It might hit a little bit of light. So instead of doing all of it dark, I'm just going to slowly fade it out towards the front. From dark to light, or at least I'm trying to. Use the finger. See? Softens it up by using your finger. I also do that on this desk drawer. Should also have some cast shadow underneath from that drawer, like so. Yeah, perfect. And that's probably all I want to do on that side. Let's have a look on this side. Like we've got this pillow thing, so I want some shading on the side of it, like so. And also on this side a little smidge. Like so. I think that's looking nice. And then we do a little bit more on this cabinet. So I want a little bit of shading underneath the desk, which you already did a little bit with the watercolor. Now I'm going to go over with this tone. I'm also going to do a little bit in between them, really lightly, and then on the side of these cabinets, like these parts, I want to darken those lines up as well a little smidge. We also do that with this one and with this one and the one that's on the bottom, those lines. And then I'm going to do flicking motions like this. To indicate the wood texture. Like something like that. To indicate that it's wood. And I really like that. So I'm not going to do that on the drawers because they're a bit different. Let's see, is there anything else that I want to use this on? Maybe on those books over here, like that one, and that one. So I want to do the left of this book, a little smidge. And on the bottom of this one, maybe a little, and a bit on the top. To make it more three-dimensional. Same with this one. That's probably already enough. The face is beautiful as it is. So I don't want to touch that either. Okay, I think this is enough for this one. Like we got a pencil over there with that color, but I don't want to use this one. So let's go to the lighter tone, which is 156 cobalt green. That's the lighter tone. That is this tone. It's like a blue green. And we are gonna shade the bits that, like the pencil, like the bits that I don't want as dark, like so. And I'm also gonna do a little bit more on the stool. So the light tone is actually the paper itself with the watercolor base. Then the dark tone is the one that we just did, and then this is like the in-between tone. But I'm also gonna go over it so it's in the same like color family as the watercolor, because it's a bit too dark here and there. And I really like to make it a little bit smoother as well underneath the desk. Just a little bit, like so. Oh, I'm sorry. I just did the dark part. We also got a book over here with that same shade. So I will add a little bit of shading on this side. So really light and then darker next to the other book. Like that's all it takes. That's enough shading. And that I just want to keep the way it is because it's nice and sketchy. I really like that. This jar I'm going to do a little bit of shading on the right side and that's it. Beautiful. There's also a book down here. A little bit more color. I don't want to touch these items because I think they look really lovely with just the watercolor. So we're not even going to bother. I do want a little bit more on the cup. Like so. The feathers are nice the way they are. The drawers I just want to keep the way they are. And then these parts we already done. So that means that this color is done. So let's switch to a different one. Let me have a look again. Let's zoom you out. This is what I do every time I finish an element. I see what else do I want to add on. Like I want to shade these things with like a gold kind of look. Like metal. Then I think that these items are fine. Like those pink ones, I might want to shade a little bit on the sides. The same with the leaves, I want to shade a little bit. Same with these ones, maybe a little bit of shading. Not much. It already has a lot of shading because of the watercolor, so you could just leave it the way it is. But I think I want to add some also on these flowers. So that's another thing to do. Same with the little horse. Also some more shading. And I think that's it. I think that's the only things that I want to do. Maybe a little bit on the box. And the other parts I think I want to leave the way they are. So let's start with, let's do that pinky purpley tone. So I picked out the 125 for that one. So let's do that one first. And then we'll move our way to the pink. And then maybe lost the green bits, I guess. So 125 is middle purple pink. I'm going to zoom you back in. Because then you can see it better. And we're going to start with these bits over here. So I'm going to shade the left side of these bits, whatever they are. No idea what they are, if they're even supposed to be this color, but I just wanted that color on the page for like a different look. So you can see I only added on the left side of the items. And that's all I do basically on all of them, which will look really good. I'm thinking about what I want to do with my other page that I'm coloring. I'm doing a Kladamakova page at the moment, and I'm stuck because I don't know what direction I want to go in. I also want to shade these. So that's what is on my mind. Like, what do I want to do? Because I always try to color it as if it's a double. And I've done a lot already on the right page, but not that much on the left. So I'm thinking about what I would like as an to make it go from one page to the other. Like, I've got already some on the bottom of the page, but the whole top left section is all uncolored still. So I don't know if I just want like a really pastel-y tone over there, or if I actually want to do more than just that, like make it look like water. But that's also difficult because the right side is underwater and officially the left one is on top of it, because you can see some leaves and some flowers on top, like water lilies, I think they are. So I think I might just use a light layer of color on the left that fits both themes of the pages. But yeah, I'm just a little bit stuck, I guess. But that's why it's good to have a little break, do something else, and then come back. I think I've had the most whips this month ever. Like, I had 3 books on the go at some point. Like, I finished one now yesterday. So now I have only this one and my Kladamakova on the way. But yeah, I had 3 of them at the same time. Maybe even 4 at some point. That's not normal for me. That means I was really having a hard time with color choices or whatever, you know. I'm also going to shade some on this little toy to make him stand out. It's cute. It's a cute toy. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Let's also do a little bit on the side of that book. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, I think that's everything with the purpley tone. Let's go to a pink. So for the pink, I picked out 123 fuchsia. Fuchsia, that one. And let's continue shading. So these ones I don't want to touch, like that one I don't want to touch, and that one, because I really like how it looks with the watercolor. I already got some shading, etc. Like this box, I want some shading on the side. Like a little smidge, like that is already enough. And then when we go down, we've got the horse. So his ribbon is this pink tone, so I want to darken that up a little bit, like a shading color. And his blanket as well. Just a tiny smidge. Like so. It's probably already enough. I want to keep it really sketchy, you know, like not as dark. I really like this soft look in this book. And that's why I try to use as minimal shading as possible. And never ever do I go over the entire section and blend it and smoosh it into each other until no pigment of the paper is left. That's exactly what I'm trying to avoid with this style of coloring. Because the moment you do that, you get a different look. I really like this soft look. Yeah, that's perfect. Exactly what I wanted. Then we're also going to do that on these flowers. So every time I add shading, I'll look, where's the light source? In this case, it's coming right from there, from the window. So everything that hits it from this side should be light. So this side is like, you see what I mean? Like the pencil, that's where your shading is. So whenever you don't know what to do, put your light in front of an item, place your item in front of it, and then you know exactly what to do. It's a little trick. If you have absolutely zero idea, that's what you do. Just put the item in front of it and look where your source is for your light. You will find out what to do. Doesn't have to be complicated. Yeah, I really like the look of this as well. Just some gentle shading. I will be so happy once this page is done. It took a lot out of me with thinking about the colors this time around. And that's probably also why I waited so long with starting the page. I don't think I want any pink over here. Alright, let's leave it then. Let's see, what else do I want? Let's zoom you back out, have a look together. Those were the pinky bits. The leaves we were still gonna do, so let's do those. Okay, let's start on the left. We're gonna start with these. Zoom you back in. And I'm gonna take, because I've got multiple, like that one is too close. So I don't think I want to use it. I think I'm gonna go for that one. No, it's too blue. Yeah. Do I not have a different one in my cup? Let's have a try with this one. Yeah, that could work. Let's use that one instead. So we'll add another one. We're gonna use chromium green opaque 174. We're just gonna add one, and we are not using this one. That sometimes happens, that I just don't have the right tone. Like this one is way too similar, so it won't add any shading. It won't work. So that's why I'm adding something to the palette. So let's use this one, 174 chromium green opaque. That's the one we're going to use for the shading. So I'm going to do it on the tip of this one, and then slowly making it softer. So this I want dark, and then slowly fade it out like flicking motions, like that. That's enough. And then I want some shading underneath here where it's bound, and then again flicking motions. Same with this side. Just a little flick. That's already enough shading on that part. Then I want a little bit on the bottle, in the corner. And then for these ones we do the same. So we make flicking motion, like so. Like so. And then I'm gonna shade the left side of these leaves. Yeah, this is a perfect tone for shading them. So yeah, this whole left side is now pretty dark. I'm gonna do the same with this one, and also with this one, like this. And you could leave it like that, or you could do like follow the grain and do a flicking motion, and then make it shorter and shorter, like so. So one big long one, and then softer and softer. And that's enough. Then we got some leaves over here. So this one gets light on top of this. So the left of the leaf should be darker. So this bit should be darker. Everything else hits the light, so you don't want to touch it. Then these ones the same, only the left should be dark. Everything else should be in the light. And those ones I'm not going to touch. It's inside the flower. These ones are a bit complicated because they're behind the flower. So this part should be dark. That's for sure. This part should be dark underneath the leaves. And then this might already hit light again. So I don't want to shade it because of that reason. So I'm probably just going to leave it like this. Just only do some shading here. Because this will probably hit light again. This part should be dark because it's underneath everything. And then for this one, again on the bottom of the leaf, or of the whatever you call this. I don't know what it's called. The stem or whatever. That part. So yeah, I don't want to add too much on these because I want it to be light and airy. So I think this is already enough shading. Yes, beautiful. Then we got some here next to the window. So I'm gonna only add it on the left side of these flowery bits. And these I'm not even gonna touch because they're too close to the light. So that's enough. And then we got the painting, I think, yes. So we're gonna add the same lighting as we did on the big one. It's a little bit different, but not much. And that's it. That's all the green done. What else do I want? I want some yellow for the weed. So I'm gonna go with 108 dark cadmium yellow. And I'm also gonna use that on the bell of the rocking horse. So this one. I'm gonna use it on the right side to darken it up a smidge. And I'm also gonna do that on his mane. And on this part, darken up the color a bit. It says faded out a little smidge, but I also want some on the top for like the sunlight hitting it. And then a little bit more on the tail, just to make it pop a little bit more. And then on the inside of these big flowers, I also want a little smidge of that yellow and a little bit on that one, because I'm going to do the same on the big flower. So let's move to that one. Like these ones, I already made it a little bit yellow on the inside, and now I'm going to add a little bit more. And that looks really warm and vibrant on the pink undertone. I'm not coloring the entire section, I'm just doing it on the bottom and leaving the center the color of the paint. And then with these bits, I just want to shade the left side a little bit. So do not touch this side at all. This is already enough. Same with this one, only this time I'm going to do it on the bottom and a little bit on the left. But the further I come up, the less I want it. So probably like this, and a little bit underneath the flower. So now the light probably hits that part. And then when we move even further to the left, we got the loaves. And I think it will look really nice if we add a little bit more warmth on these as well. So we're just going to color over it, because they usually have this warm brown glowy look. And to make it look different than the cabinet, I'm just going to add a layer of yellow all over it. You see what that did? It warms it up completely. It looks completely different now than the cabinet. Well, before it was the exact same shade. That's what I love about it. I'm also going to add a little bit on the side, like the sun hits the cabinet, like so. That's already enough. You see what I mean? Like a little bit of light shining on it. And I'm also going to do that on this can, a little smidge. Like on all these items over here, I want a little bit of yellow to warm it up. And also on the cabinet on top of here. Just a little light layer so that you can see that there's light coming. That's it. That's like already really nice. We're also going to do that on the door. So I'm going to do a little bit here. I'm not starting all the way on the right. I'm going to leave this so that there's a bit of a difference in contrast still. Like so. And then also a little bit on this part. Just a soft layer. Warm it up a tad. Leave those highlights because they're pretty. You can also do a little bit on this light outside. Give the illusion that there's also light coming from there. And that's how I like to do it. I like add warmth to it. And then this doorknob can also use a little bit. Like that. And I know we also have knobs on here, so I can add a little bit on those if I want to. Same with those, I can add a little bit on it. I think that's more than enough. Like that one, I also wanted some shading, so I'm gonna just use this tone. Like you can see that I leave that side and that side light. And then I make the shadow here because, like, yes, the window will hit it like this. So officially I should leave both sides the same amount. So officially I should do it more like equally, but I like the look of this better. Then it looks way more three-dimensional than otherwise. I don't even think I want to color that pencil. I think it looks fine the way it is. It's like a nice white one, you know? Okay, I think I'm almost done. Let's zoom you out. Let's have a look. Did I forget something? I didn't do any shading on this one, so let's do a little bit on the left. I know I've got my little fluff ball, but he looks perfect the way he is. But we also have the bag, so I could add a little bit of shading on the left of the bag. Like so. Nothing more, nothing less. And then we got also these plumes over here, so I will also add some shading on those. Same as what we did with the leaves. Just leave it, keep it to the left of the weed. That's already enough shading for that part as well. I think that's everything that I wanted with the yellow. Let's have a look. Maybe a little bit on those, because the light will also hit that. So let's add a little bit of yellow on top of here. And a little bit on the easel. Just a tiny smidge. And underneath there. A bit on the rocking horse. I think that should be enough. Yeah. Alright, do I want anything else? Oh, I wanted that to have a gold look as well. So let's leave it with this one, the 108. Let's add some in on this side. Just like that. A little bit there. And then we're gonna go to the brown tone that we use for Yururi. So that's Sanguine 188. And I'm gonna come in from the left. Like so. Color it completely this color. I want like a metally cold coppery look. Color over the yellow a little bit. Not completely. And then do the same from the right. To make it look rounded. And that's already enough probably. Yep. That's more than enough. Brilliant. Is there anything else that I would love to do? Like, I could do more on those acorns, also those ones, but I think it looks fine the way it is. I don't want the attention to be on that. I want the attention to be on this and the beautiful flowers and the items around him. Not necessarily what's like basically background. I think this is more than enough. I think I'm happy with the result. I'm not going to touch it anymore. Like the floor we barely touched anyway. We just did the shading underneath and under there. And that's all we did. I don't want to touch it up even more. So I think this is it. So let me zoom you out a little bit further so we can see the whole page. And then we are done. Alrighty, and I've zoomed you out even further. So now it's almost in view. Like you only missed that little tad bit. But if I do it like this, you can roughly see all of it in one go. And I really like it. Like, it is that easy to just add a little bit of shading and everything comes to life. It looked pretty flat before and now it's just like perfection. Especially that door I really like, and the wood on the cabinets. That's exactly what I had in mind. And that really warm tone outside, and that also hits him because we did such bright yellows on his ear like that. It looks so nice and warm, like a nice summer day that is like, let's make some art. I've got all the shit in my room, like all the stuff and things, and let's do it, you know? That's what this reminds me of, because this is exactly what I do when it's hot outside. I sit inside and I color. Well done, Yururi, well done. Yeah, I'm really happy with the result. So I hope Amanda also was really happy with her page. You will see that. You've probably already seen that in the completed pages from last month. So yeah, that's everything that I've got for you for today. So I hope you enjoyed this bonus Yururi color along. Because I already did one last month. Like, was it last month? Was it April? No, it was last month. It was May. So this is a bonus one because I thought like it's a nice spread to do, to tackle, and it's a difficult one. So let's add this one as a color along as well. So that's why I filmed it. So I hope you enjoyed it. And that you might give it a swirl, a try. Let me know if you do. Tag me when you do finish one, because I love seeing them. So don't be shy. You can always tag me if you want to see your page. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you for my next video. So bye bye!